How comfortable are you now in this defense?
Yeah, we're just working at it every day in practice, the basics, the simple stuff, and just learning how to play principles and playing in the pack. And we're just playing together. And I thought we started out these last two games very locked in defensively, and we came out to great starts. We just got to keep that going in the second half, and we start to see a little dips, but stuff to work on.
Thank you.
Yeah, Tony, I was just curious what you thought. You kind of touched on it with Caden. What's his emergence as a rim protector meant for you guys the last couple of nights? I think 4 blocks in 3 of the last 4 games.
Yeah, I think he had 5 tonight, did he? Or was it 4? But he's so long. He's so long. And you know, his timing is good. I think he could, don't you think he could have grabbed a couple of those out of the air and just grab them? Maybe he's batting them away, but he went with 2 hands. But you know, we're trying to do a good job putting pressure on the ball. But boy, that is when you can guard the ball well, but when all of a sudden there's a breakdown or someone can come out of nowhere, and with his range and his ability to kind of track someone down, that's significant. You know, it's interesting. He did it. It was at the Coppin State game. I remember he got a block and then went into the crowd to save a ball. And just, that was the first time I saw him do that. And then he's just he's coming in that regard. And I don't know what his wingspan is, 7'4", 7'5", but with his mobility and timing, it's really good.
Gene Wang.
Tony, how pleased were you with the way the team responded after Providence cut it to 42-36 midway through the second half? You allow 4 points the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think a couple things. Some of those we rushed, we panicked a little bit, and with some of our decision making, and then they really, they used so much energy, and they were coming at us, trapping, back tipping, full court press, and I think that took a lot of energy out of them. But I did feel like, I don't know, at least my thought was we kind of imposed our will a little bit with making it hard for them defensively and then moving them hard offensively with a nice level of patience, getting it to Jaden when we needed a bucket in the high post, low post area. And once we weathered the storm, I thought you could see it took its toll on them. And even when they did get an open shot, they weren't close on those. And I hope that was because of the way we guarded and even moved them. And that's a good feeling as a coach, I told the guys.
And Jaden, for you, it felt like you were more assertive tonight offensively. Was that the case? And or is that what they're giving you, or did you just feel like you wanted to kind of try to be a little bit more assertive on that end?
Hold on 1 second, Jaden. Whoever's talking, please mute your microphone. It's very disconcerting to everybody on. Thank you.
I'm always trying to be assertive on the offensive end because I know my team needs me to score. But I just felt good, the looks that they were giving me, and my teammates always set me up. Reese, Kihei, Armand, even the big sometimes. So they was setting me up all night, and I got great looks early and it got me going. And Armand touched in the first half, and then we just came together as a whole unit in the second half to finish off the job.
Kip Coons.
Tony, as far as the defense goes so far, Mike's point about the strides you made the last 2 nights, but we've seen this coming more and more. Where is the team getting more just comfortable learning in the pack line, especially the new guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think, college basketball is different now. There's so many, transfers, new players. So you just, we try to be faithful. I remember someone asked my father, how do you get your guys to defend so well, or how did you? And what is it? Is there some secret formula to it? And his answer, which is really what it is, he said, every day. And sometimes you as a coach have to say, I'm going to outlast you today to the guys, and I'm going to win today in practice. We're going to demand it and hold you accountable. And that's saying it's not what you teach, it's what you emphasize. So we try to emphasize it and do a good job and make our deposits daily so that we get better and better. We still have improving to do. And, today it looked good, but at times we get exploited, but we are coming in the right direction. And I thought early in the year, we were a team that could be real sound and tough defensively. And then I second guessed it maybe a little bit after the Navy game and the Houston game, but now hopefully we can get it back on track.
Well, this Providence last night hit 14 threes out of 29, and tonight obviously nowhere near that. Did you focus more on closeouts tonight, or what do you attribute that to?
I mean, they got, I think our ball pressure was really good, and that's always part of our defense. We try to make them shoot the contested shots. Are we there on the catch? And we did a good job with our ball screen defense for the most part. And again, guard it from the inside out, whether it was the post trap, and just everybody seemed like they were on point and connected. And when your defense is connected like that, and you got some guys who can really pressure the ball, it can be effective. And that's what I liked, especially early and really most of the game.
Damon Dillon.
Tony, you were pretty blunt coming into the season that this was going to be a work in progress. 2 weeks in now, it's been 2 weeks since the Navy game. How much of a work in progress do you think you still are at the offensive end?
I think we are at the defensive end. I think we are at the offensive end, but we're finding some things that just guys getting used to playing. Different teams guard you different ways, and we're getting better. Again, last night we had 4 turnovers, and then tonight, we went back up to 15. So we got to keep getting better with the ball, but playing the right way. And I think our guys did a good job of playing beyond a mistake, and just playing free. And even when there's a few things that happen, and I liked that. I liked how Reese, he did it last night. They let him take so many shots, but he kept taking, and he made some plays and found a way to impact. And even tonight, the same thing. Jayden had a couple stretches where he turned it over, and then bang, he got it in there, and he made some big plays for us that we needed. And so we'll keep getting better, but we're finding what our strengths are. And then it's always, depending on what the other team tries to take away.
And how
Before we
much?
go to the next question, if anybody have anything for Jayden, or we can ask him to leave.
I have one for Jayden, Ray.
Go for it.
Thank you. Hey, Jayden, it's Mike Barber from Richmond. Chance to play a couple games now at JPJ. You've got a big 3-game homestands coming up. What is that environment doing for you guys this year, considering the way you guys played in mostly empty gyms last year?
I think it's amazing to see the fan turnout, because as players, we work so hard, and just to go out there and see the fans just cheer us on, and just stuff that we dream about when you're growing up, cheering fans just cheering you on at packed arenas. And JPJ is a great arena. So this stretch will be really good for us to lock in on stuff that we need to improve on, and as well as get some more W's in the column.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jayden. Jeff White.
Tony, you've had a lot of success in these Thanksgiving week tournaments over the years. How much have these experiences kind of help lay the foundation for the success that those teams have had later in the year?
Hard to say. I just know with this team to play, 2 Power 5 schools, and just, the Georgia game could have gone either way. And then, playing a solid Providence team just to improve. And we, I think you saw some guys grow up. I mean, I think you saw Caden take a step and mature, and it was good to see Armand both nights just get some shots and play, and even guys, play through some rough patches in these games. It's just the experience that's needed. I've said it, and it's not an excuse, but this is probably the newest team that I've coached, with, besides Kihei, who's got multiple years of playing time and playing experience, no one else does. Reese played his first year, but everyone else either is new. Now, I think Jaden, his playing time and his college experience, and Armand showed up, and we needed that, but everyone else is a sort of a newbie in this. So being in these settings, having some success, having some failure, we went to Houston and we designed that game, and they punched us in the mouth, as they say. And that was hard, but we grew from it. Same thing with the Navy game. And you just keep stepping to it. So again, not really answering the specific question about these tournaments. Well-run tournament. They do a good job, and these are, it was good to be here. A good turnout for the Virginia fans. I love that. I always appreciate that so much. Got to see some of our former players and parents of our former players. And so I just enjoyed that. And it was a good backing. And I think it was important for our guys to come out here and finish it off and play well against a solid team.
Gene.
Yeah. Sorry, I was going to ask. Armand's foul trouble, how much did that kind of limit him in the second half? He got all his points in the first half. Just what you thought of his overall performance?
Yeah, first half, he was really, just banging some shots, moving hard, getting more comfortable with things. But I didn't like how we started as a group, even defensively to start the second half, and some turnovers. And again, an offensive foul, he kind of got out of sorts and we weren't right. And so of course that limited him. And then it was sitting there, all right, we've got, he picked up 3 fouls or 4 fouls, whatever he had. He had 3 fouls. He had 3 fouls, and then I put him back in. And then he picked up that 4th one. And then it was sort of, when do we go back with him? When do we go back? And, I thought we held the lead enough, or even lengthened it. And then we decided under 6, get him in there. And of course, when he came in, he settled down a little bit. And, again, the first half was important, and then he didn't get much of a chance in the second half.
Kip, you have a question? Damon, do you have a question?
Yeah, Tony, just really quickly, how much are you still figuring out the back end of the rotation with guys like Malachi and Carson and Igor and Tane?
Yeah, those guys, I told them it's hard. Everybody wants to play. I used Cody, and then obviously Malachi and Igor a little more in this tournament. Carson didn't play as much, hit a big 3 yesterday. That is still, I think that's important, and how we establish that and who comes along. And those guys, again, none of those guys have played a lot of college basketball or in college games. So there's good competition, and I think they'll all have opportunities, but we're trying to settle that. And, again, it's not easy because they all bring some things that are good. And, like our starters, everybody, they have things they got to work on, but it's sometimes game to game. But I'd like to get a little more settled, but I think they always have to be ready and base it on practice and how they perform in games and things like that. But their attitudes have been great. Practice hard. Their attitude on the bench, encouraging their teammates. That's the stuff you hope for.
Tony, thank you very much. Best of luck the rest.